What brings you back to Rainbow Land, Donald Trump? Look, Rainbow Brite, I believe I may have been wrong, but I think that Rainbow Land would do more good if it was a settling of the 4-1 Rikes and then became the 51st Reich of the 4-1 Rikes. Now, I don't know how much the Winnemalt, the House of the Lords, the House of the Elders and the House of the Folks will let me yield to buy Rainbow Land. But it couldn't have been as much as it was for them to buy Louisiana Reich and all those other Reichs like Mississippi Reich that fell into that. And it couldn't have been as much for them to buy Alaska Reich from Rushland or to, First off, like I told you before, Lord FORESTIITER, Rainbow Land is not for sale. It is not for sale for any land. No need if it's a folk Reich, a Kaiser Reich, a kingdom, or a speakership. No, we do not want to be a settling of the 4-1 Reichs or a Reich of the 4-1 Reichs. Sorry, but I think you blew your time coming here. Look, Rainbow Brite, you do know that I will put a sales toll on anything coming out of Rainbow Land, since it is an outsider land. You think you can put sales toll on light, on cast, on brightness? I don't think so. God made light, God made brightness, and God made cast. And I'm talking about the light that God makes from the sun, the cast that God puts into things, and that brightness, not the light works that man and woman make. Well, I'm warning you, I will do that, Well, since we do not have to listen to anything you say, I don't have to. I'm not going to put Rainbow Land for sale. Rainbow Land was entrusted to me by God Almighty and Jesus the Son. Yeah, that's right. And Rainbow will not sell Rainbow Land to any land. Rainbow Land is not for sale, Donald Trump. And either though you need be the FORESTIITER, the 4-1 Reichs, you have no oversight over us, no sway over us, and you have no leadership over us as all either. You're right, Twink. If I was you, I would just leave now, because this meeting is going to end with you not getting what you want. You're not going to be selling Rainbow Land to you or to any land. So sorry, that is not happening. Well, I'm sorry, Starlight. I'm sorry, Twink. I'm sorry, Rainbow Brite, that you don't want to sell Rainbow Land over to me. You don't want to sell it over to the 4-1 Reichs. You don't know what upper hand you will have by being the 51st Reich of the 4-1 Reichs. Yeah, we know what being a settling or being a Reich of the 4-1 Reichs means. But Rainbow Land is not for sale. I'm sorry. Well, need be the hells are for sale. Need be Merkwell, Dismal, and Lurky might sell the hells to me. I hardly doubt that they'll sell that slight of Rainbow Land over to you too. Well, it looks like we're not going to have a middle ground here. I'm warning you, there will be toll coming out of any light, cast, or brightness that comes out of Rainbow Land. And as I told you, you can't toll the light that God makes from the sun, or the brightness, or the cast that God makes in things. You can only toll the light that man and woman make. All right. Well, sorry to have irked you, Rainbow Brite. I really thought that you would want to sell Rainbow Land over to the 4-1 Reichs and make it one of the 51st Reich. Why you doing this for, Starlight? Why you doing this for? Is it because you couldn't get the settled land to want to become a settling and become the 51st Reich? Is that it? And since you couldn't get the settled land to want to be the Reich of the 4-1 Reichs, and you couldn't get Greenland to want to break away from Danish land and become a Reich of the, you couldn't get Greenland to break away from being a settling of Danish land and become a settling and later on a Reich of the 4-1 Reichs. This is your next thing? Yeah, I don't know what my next thing is, but I'm sorry that we can't do business then. I guess I'll have to pack up and go. Sorry to have irked you. Sorry to have blown this time. Well, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry, Donald Trump. I'm sorry, Lord FORESTIITER, but RAINBOWLAND is not for sale. Well, the door is always open if you want to sell. Oh, stand up. What, you can't stand up anymore? Come on. Well, now Starlight doesn't have to stand up anymore. Unless you put him here. Then you put... stand up. Alright, everyone. I hate be straight. Well, that was me and my dealings with the FORESTIITER of the 4-1 Reichs, Donald J. Trump. Who, shit. I know. I cursed. Well, I can't stand up. And I can't lay backwards. Fuck. Come on. There we go. So sorry for about Starlight falling over more than once. Sorry about Twink not knowing how to lay back or lay down or whatever, or sit or whatever it was. Hope you like this film. Share and playlist it. And I'll see you later.